Hey guys, my name is Hannah and I would say, let's have some fun today. Okay, I said in my last video, I know that I can wait with this palette, but you know, I'm a moody person. I like to switch up my mind here and there, so I bought me the Twilight X Colourpop palette. So excited. I already used this twice actually, and I will blend the other two looks that I created with this one at the end of the video as well. Don't worry about that. I just wanted to get a little feel for the palette, you know, for the colors. And yeah, what can I say? I love the theme of the palette overall. This is everything I can tell you right now. But yeah, guys, I'm so excited. Sadly, when the palette came, look at this beauty first. You can see the shifty packaging. I love it. They did really all that they can, I have the feeling, with this palette right here, because it's so beautifully executed. I'm so impressed with the packaging and also the inside. Guys, this is so stunning. Look at the inside. Sadly, this came broken when it arrived to my doorsteps, but thankfully it wasn't splattered out everywhere, so I could repair it just a little bit. I pressed it back in, and I tried my best, a little bit with some tissues, a little bit with my finger, and I hope that the shade will stay put now. I have to say, this is the only shade. I don't know if it's because it came broken, but I noticed with this shade right here, right off the bat, that it's a little bit more powdery, if you know what I mean. I don't particularly like that, but all the other shades, until now, I have to say, chef's kiss. I'm so impressed. I love the color story overall. And today I really want to create a look with you together. So if it sounds good and interesting to you, stay tuned and let's get right into this beauty right here. Okay guys, like always, I will prime my eyes beforehand and my face is also already done. Everything I'm wearing will be, of course, linked down below in the description box if you are curious. And that we can go right to the eye portion, because I'm so excited for that palette right now. Okay guys, and how could it other be? Today I want to do a green and blue combination. I already did the blue look and I already did something greenish, grayish like, but today I really want to focus on those two colors together. So I will start with this deep green down here called Impossibly Fast. Those names, guys, they are bringing me right back. I have to say, I'm watching Twilight once a year when the weather is getting a little bit colder, usually fall time, sometimes winter time when I didn't came around to do that during the fall time. But once a year is a must for me. I always once a year have the feeling I need to watch Twilight again. Love the books. Also, I have to say, of course, the books are always a little bit better, or most of the time. But I also love and enjoy the movies. I really like them. I know many said that Kristen Stewart just had one face, but I have to say, this was also the role she was playing, you know? I have the feeling it was her role that was a little bit like that, and the time it was just fitting for the role overall, and I really like her playing Bella. I couldn't imagine she played it otherwise, to be honest. It's just iconic if you're asking me. And nowadays I really love Kristen Stewart. I admire her so much as an actress. I think she's stunning and she's doing such a great job in every role that I watched until now with her. I really enjoy her so much. And also Robert Pattinson, he did do well. And he also, I really like him as an actor. But Kristen Stewart, I love her so much. So yeah, I always watch Twilight once a year. So as soon as I saw this palette, to be honest, guys, I knew I needed this one, because maybe not, I didn't do the first launch, also didn't do the second one, but the third, I knew it was my time to shine. So when the third launch came around, I grabbed this palette for myself and I'm so happy about it. I really, really like the 2 looks that I created until now with it. And I really see this, you know, it's more the blue greenish filter that it's all over the first movie. And I appreciate it, to be honest. I think it's creative to think that way, to think what we could do and to use this filter as an inspiration for the palette. I love it. I love this. I love the theme so much, and I think it's captured beautifully. Okay, after the green is laid down, of course, I will go with my finger into Lion and Lamb. This is also an iconic scene, and I love it so much, and I think the green is so fitting for that scene overall. So let's use it on a finger, and basically I will put it almost all over the lid. Maybe I will leave a little bit of the front portion out to do something else right there. Look at this beauty, look at this impactfulness. And this is with a Colourpop shadow, so I'm very, very impressed, I have to say. It's really reminding me so much of my Byredo palette, and maybe that's because I love it. I will do it all over, also over the matte shade I laid down. The matte shade is helping to create a little bit more of depth at the outer corner, regardless that we are putting the metallic over it. And at the front portion, it will get lighter because of that. So I really love that effect. So I always like to use a little bit of something at the outer corner matte-wise. But sometimes I also like to overshadow it a little bit with a metallic, you know? I think it's a nice combination. Okay, now for the front portion, I'm thinking a little bit if I want to do Edward. It's so beautiful. There are so many beautiful different type of sparkles in there, a little bit like rainbow. Or if I want to use Immortal, this bluish one right here, this is also very, very stunning. But I think I will stick with Immortal to tie the look together when I'm using the blue on my lower lash line. So let's go with Immortal on my finger. This is how it looks. Very, very stunning as well. I think it's beautiful. And this one I will put at the front portion that I left a little bit out. Again with my finger. Ooh. This is so stunning. Going a little bit into the green as well, so that they are smooched better together. You really don't need much. It's a strong color with so many glittery specks in it. A little bit on the brow bone area as well, just with the rest that it's left on my finger. And with the same brush I used before, I will go a teensy bit into the shade 17. And this one I will use for blending everything out, going into the crease and a little bit above it with that, so that everything is looking smooth and nice. Okay, and now for my lower lash line, I will use a packing type of brush, a smaller one. And I will go into the shade Irrevocably, this one right here. And I will start to pat this one at the outer corner of my lower lash line. Also going a little bit to the upper portion, but really just ever so slightly to tie everything together. But not too much, so I don't want that the green is getting lost. And now, how could it otherwise be? I will go into the shade The Colors, this blue one right here, with the same brush. I have to say I'm very impressed with the metallics. I really, really like them. With this one I will go at the front portion of my lower lash line. Basically all over the rest of my lower lash line where I don't have anything on. I love that color combination, and with the same brush I used for my lid area, I will go just a teensy bit into the color Unconditionally, this one right here. Just go under the shades I laid down, just to smooth everything a little bit out again and make it look more seamless. Okay, we are already almost done. I will go now into the shade Ice Cold. This very white, lightish shade right here. And put it into my inner corners. Right here. Just to give me that light back. So, and I think this is everything I want to do. I really enjoy the look right now. I will quickly do my lashes and my lips. Then we will be right back with my final thoughts, some comparisons, and the overall look. And also, of course, the other two looks I did until now with this palette. So let's do this. Okay guys, and this is the look all zoomed out. For my lashes I used my Pat McGrath Labs Fetish Eye Mascara in Extreme Black. And to round it up, I wanted something a little bit more softer because the eyes are a little bit bolder. So I love the pairing very much. And I did this with my Pat McGrath Lips Trans lipstick in the color Nude Romantique. I love her Blitz Trans lipsticks so much, and I love all the nudie colors she have in this line. And yeah guys, here's the look all zoomed out. What do you think? I enjoy and love it so much. All the three looks I did until now are all in the same realm, but also different at the same time. And I have to say I enjoy my time with this palette so much, and the three looks I created until now. I will show you now the other two looks I did. The first one I did, of course, needed to be a blue look. So I did this one right here. And I used, therefore, all the blue colors that you can imagine. For my lid area, I used Irrevocably and also the Cullens. And I topped everything off with Immortal. And for my lower lash line, I tried to stay a little bit with the grays. And therefore, I used Irresistible, and also I think I also did Irrevocably as well. And I think I topped it a little bit off with Prom Night as well at the front portion. And for my inner corner I did a mix of Ice Cold and Edward. I love this look so much. I thought it's so beautiful and stunning. I love this blue look, and alone for this look the palette was worth it for me because I think it's... I love those colors, guys. I can't tell you how much I love those types of colors. And for my second look, I used a little bit more of a neutral realm and also mixed a little bit of green to my lower lash line. So I did something a little bit like that, but with other colors. And for my lid area, I tried to stick with the shade Moonlit. It was so beautiful, and as a matte accent I used the shade Bella, this brown one right here on the outer corner, and I did Moonlit after that all over the lid. It was so stunning, and over it I did Edward. I don't know if you can see that in the footage right here, but with the shade Edward it was so glimmery and sparkly and so stunning looking. I really loved it. And for my lower lash line, I kept it a little bit more simple again. With 17, I did go in at the outer corner and worked it to the middle portion of my lower lash line. And after that, I used the shade Lion and Lamb for the whole rest, basically. And for my inner corners, I can't remember what I used, but I think it was Ice Cold again, just this one. I don't know if I used this... if I mixed it with Edward, I'm not sure about that, but I think I stayed just with Ice Cold for the inner corners, just to make it as bright as possible. Yeah, this is pretty much everything I did. The only shade I didn't use until now is the black. Not because I don't want to, I will use it for sure, as in wing or something like that. But I didn't felt the need to use the black until now. But other than the black, I used every shade in here, and I adored and appreciate every color that I used, guys. I really enjoy my look right now. I enjoyed the other looks as well so much. And for a Colourpop palette, again, it's a good Colourpop quality, I can say, if I can say so myself. I also used until now some Colourpop palettes throughout my YouTube career, if you want so, and I'm pretty familiar with their formulation, and I have to say this one is getting an A+ for me from Colourpop. Really enjoy it, love the theming. Of course, I'm a little bit biased, but everything is worked out so perfectly, and I'm really in love with this one. Now let's come to one palette in particular, a comparison just with this palette, because this is the one I thought the most of when I saw my Twilight palette. And it's also new on my collection. It's my Mineralscapes palette from Byredo right here. The vibes, guys, I'm telling you, the vibes are so similar. I will show them to you side by side. It's, you could say, a so different price point. This one is very high. This one is considerably low when you are comparing it to the Mineralscapes palette. But yeah, look how similar the vibes are. If you know what I mean. I think they are so similar. So let's swatch the ones that I think are the most similar. Let's start with the colors right here. This bluish shade on my finger. So beautiful. I have this one on my middle finger, and here on the Mineralscapes palette I will use Grounding Sky. This one right here is also a gray blue on my pointy finger. Do you say that like that? You know what they are different. Of course there are. Let's also use maybe this one right here. The shade Steel Ray. No, also very different. Interesting. They are not the same. They are similar, but not the same. This is from Byredo and this is from Byredo, and the middle finger is the Twilight palette. I think they are not the same. The Twilight one is with so much more of an purpley lilac-y hue. So let's see. In the middle I have the Twilight palette, and the other two are from Byredo. So here we have Twilight in the middle, and the other two are from Byredo. I think they are not the same, so, but they are similar enough if you are looking for something like that, for something similar, and it don't have to be the same necessary. Now let's do Lion and Lamb, this one right here. Again, on my middle finger, the green one. And for this one, I think I will go with the, let me see. I think only with the darker green right here, called Painting Land. Or is it Painting Land? No, it's Sandstone. The shade Sandstone right here. Oh, so smooth. Oh no, I used it also. Okay, again. I used both on my middle finger. Guys, I'm done for today. Let's again use Lion and Lamb on my cleaned middle finger. And let's use Sandstone from my Byredo palette on this finger right here. So now we are good. Okay, they're a little bit more similar, but the Twilight one on my middle finger is definitely deeper and has a little bit more of a blue hue to it. And the one from Byredo is a little bit more grass green or musk green. So the middle one here is Twilight, and the one under it is the Byredo palette. And I have to say, it's like I said before, the Byredo one is a little bit more musk green, and the Twilight one is a little bit more of a blue-green with a purpley shift to it. So they are not the same for sure. And the last shade I want to compare is the shade, or the last two shades I would say I want to compare, is the shade Irresistible. Let's use it on this finger. And the shade Moonlit from the Twilight palette. They are both looking stunning. And those ones I want to compare with the shade right here from Byredo, this lilac-y shade, and this more grayish shade right here on my pinky. So those two are Twilight and those two are the Byredo shades. Let's swatch them as well. Let's start with the two Twilight palettes, with the two Twilight shades. And under them I will try to do the Byredo. Okay, this one is very similar, I have to say. I hope you can see that. This is Twilight and this is Byredo. I have to say they are both very, very similar, but this Byredo and this Twilight Moonlit aren't the same at all. So you can see color story wise they are very similar, mood wise they are very similar, but the colors and the undertones are different enough, I have to say. So I'm not feeling bad about that. But I also wouldn't feel bad if there would have been the same, so I could help you out with that as well. I'm not mad, but I think overall same vibes but different tones, for sure. But all in all, if you are just want a cheaper version, I think with the Twilight palette you are doing nothing wrong, and you also have a cool franchise as well. Hey guys, I'm wearing something else because I wrapped up this video a while ago. I looked at the footage again and somehow the rest of the video didn't have audio and I really wanted to wrap it up properly, so I'm back with my pajama on, but it's okay. I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching. I really enjoyed to play with the Twilight palette. It was so much fun. I need to figure out what I have to do with the audio on my camera. I don't know what is wrong with that. Need to see what I can do. But I just wanted to tell you thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video as well. If so, I would be really happy if you give me a thumbs up that I know that you like this kind of content. Also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already and click on the little bell to get notifications here and there when I'm posting something new. And with that being said, I hope we will see each other in my next video. I hope you enjoyed the look, or the 3 looks I should say. And yeah, I'm so excited for the next video. Until then, guys, bye.